Remember how it used to be? You didn't just finish, you erupted. There was power behind it, there was distance, and there was an undeniable visual satisfaction. But recently, that powerful event has turned into a weak, sad little dribble. You might think this is just part of getting older, that your factory is shutting down. I am here to tell you that is a lie. The difference between being a shooter and a dribbler isn't just about your age. It is about biology, chemistry, and physics all, of which you can manipulate if you know the secrets. Today I am giving you the blueprint to turn that dribble back into a flood. We are going to talk about specific ingredients, muscle training, and the exact hydration protocol that can double your volume. 055, the biology hack. Let's start with the brutal truth. Most men have no idea what their fluid is actually made of. You think it's all sperm, but sperm only makes up about 1 to 5% of the total volume. That is tiny. The other 95% is fluid produced by your prostate and your seminal vesicles. This is great news for you. Why? Because if it was all sperm, you'd be limited by biology. But since it is mostly fluid, you can hack the system. Think of your prostate as a factory. If you flood that factory with raw materials, it has no choice but to ramp up production to massive levels. 145, the hydration protocol. The first way to change your status from dribbler to shooter is something so simple most men ignore it. Water. Seminal fluid is almost entirely water-based. If you are even slightly dehydrated, your body prioritizes keeping your heart beating over making sexual fluid. It dries you up, creating that thick, jelly-like consistency. To fix this, you need a hydration protocol. Drink at least 3 liters a day. But here is the secret hack. Front-load your water. Drink a large amount about 2 hours before intimacy. By flooding your system, you ensure the seminal vesicles are fully plump and hydrated. Thinner fluid travels faster and shoots farther. 240, the Holy Grail stack. Now, let's get into the controversial part, the Holy Grail supplement stack. This is what the pros use, but regular doctors rarely mention. Pillar 1 is zinc. Zinc is the ultimate fuel for your engine. It is found in huge concentrations in the prostate. Without adequate zinc, your testosterone drops and fluid production halts. It wakes your prostate up. Pillar 2 is the volumizer sunflower lecithin. This is the secret weapon for thickness and quantity. Lecithin is an emulsifier. It improves the texture, making the fluid thicker and whiter, creating that visually impressive heavy load. Men who start taking high doses of lecithin often report a noticeable increase in volume within just 3 days. Pillar 3 is pygeum. This herbal extract is legendary in underground communities. It creates the never-ending flow by stimulating the Cooper S glands to produce more pre-cum and overall fluid. When you combine zinc for the foundation, lecithin for thickness, and pygeum for sheer volume, you force your body to overproduce it. For 10. The diet boosters briefly. Let's talk about 2 diet additions, L-arginine and celery. L-arginine increases nitric oxide, widening the pipes for a more open flow, and celery acts as a natural diuretic that helps flush the system and aids in fluid turnover. It sounds like an old wives' tale, but the science supports the volume increase. 5 o'clock, the physics muscle training. However, having a lot of fluid is useless if you cannot get it out with force. You can have a full tank, but if the pump is broken, it just trickles out. Your pump is the PC muscle, the hammock of muscle between your legs. As you age, it gets weak and flabby. That causes the dribble. To become a shooter, you need to turn that muscle into a high-pressure cannon. Most men do kegels wrong with quick little flutters. To build distance power, you need heavy hold kegels. Imagine you are stopping the flow of urine. That is the muscle. You need to squeeze that muscle and hold it for a count of 10. A hard, intense squeeze, then release. Do this 10 times in a row, 3 times a day. After a few weeks, the contractions when you finish will be violent and powerful. 6 o'clock. The technique edging. There is one technique that separates the boys from the men. Edging, rushing, is the enemy of volume. The longer you stay in the plateau phase of arousal, the more fluid your body pumps into the staging area. When you edge, getting close to the point of no return and stopping, you signal your prostate to keep filling the chamber. Do this 2 or 3 times, and you are essentially stacking multiple loads on top of each other. It is simple hydraulics. More accumulation equals a bigger release. 6:40. The killers and recovery. Quick warning: smoking and heat. Smoking shrivels your production capabilities, and heat hot baths. Saunas, tight underwear cooks your factory. Keep the area cool, and remember the refractory period. If you release every day, your factory never resets. It takes 24 to 48 hours to replenish. If you want a massive event, abstain for 3 days. The difference between a daily release and a 3-day build-up is night and day. At 7:20, the 7-day action plan. So here is your plan. Start tomorrow. Front-load your water. Start the Holy Grail stack. Zinc, lecithin, pygium. Do your heavy hold kegels 3 times a day. Keep the area cool and avoid alcohol. Do this for 7 days. I guarantee you, by the end of the week, you will feel a heaviness you haven't felt in years. And when you finally release, you are going to be shocked at the difference. The transition from dribbler to shooter is not a miracle. It is a method. Stop accepting mediocrity. Reclaim your power. Reclaim that visual satisfaction. I hope this blueprint helps you regain your confidence. If you found this helpful, please hit the like button. And don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.